Dawgs hitting first line center field. Number 3, Jake Skaggs. In the second spot, we'll find our second baseman, number 13, Eric Mashi. Playing right field, hitting third, 28, Barry Heinzman. And in the cleanup spot, their designated hitter, number 46, Leo Cote. Playing first base, number 44, and he'll hit fifth, that's Nash Crowell. And in the sixth spot, their catcher, number 29, Jason Ariola. Number 20, Andy Munoz will play shortstop and hit seventh. 23, Brandon Paynes is at third base in the 8th spot. And their left fielder is in the 9th spot, number 7, Jackson Farrell. Their starting pitcher today is number 36, Gavin Wushke. Please welcome to the mound, Elder Brian Faye from McMurray Métis for a land acknowledgement and opening prayer on Métis Day.
So, wow, nice and loud. So I was asked to do the land acknowledgement, so I'll do that first. So, with gratitude, we humbly acknowledge this land is Treaty 8 territory, the traditional lands and the unceded territory of the Métis, as well as the traditional lands of the Cree and the Dene. So, when I pray, I always ask people to join me in the prayer. I believe that everyone's intentions and a good heart and good intentions is what makes a prayer. So we're just going to ask the good Lord and God to bless this place. Of course, the ball players who are here and out to have a good game, we hope they don't have any broken legs and just have a good time and play the best and play fair. So we thank you for that, Lord God. We thank all the volunteers and the hardworking people that make this possible, Lord. So we're so grateful for all that to make this great sport come alive. So thank you, Father, for what you do for us and for the people here and all the great fans. Hey, there you go. So thank you, Father. Amen.
Thank you, Brian. Now, heading out for the first pitch with all the Métis Nations, please welcome from Willow Lake Métis Nation, President Stella Lavallée. From McMurray Métis, President Kelly Myers. From the Chard Métis Nation, Vice President April Herman. From Fort McKay Métis Nation, Councillor Brenda Paquette. From the Conklin Métis Local 193, Vice President Paul Tremblay. And from the Fort Chippewa Métis Nation, CEO Jason McAvoy. All right, we'll line you all up, and that way you can have a big pitch to start it all out together. That's right, Stella, stretch it out here. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Congratulations. And what a great way to start off our day today for the Métis. Here are your umpires for today's game as assigned by the Western Canadian Baseball League. For more information, visit westerncanadianbaseballleague.ca. At home plate is Connor Mott. First base is Marcus Erlinson. And at third base is MJ Willis. It's at this time that we ask the coaches to make their way to home plate for our pre-game meeting. Giants. From the Clemson State University, playing center field, hitting first, 26, Connor Reed. Playing right field from the University of Arkansas, Monticello, number 28, Elijah Oliver. Your catcher hits third from Embry-Riddle University, number 13, Javier Ezequiel. Giants first baseman in the cleanup spot from Butler University, number 34, Matt Rose. Giants designated hitter in the fifth spot from Okotoks University, number 3, Nick Silvey. Hitting sixth, playing third base from Wright State University, number 4, Zach Kavanaugh. Giants second baseman in the seventh spot from Northeastern Oklahoma A&M, number 32, Scott Allen. In the eighth spot, playing right field from Niagara University, number 19, Camden Sanders. And in the ninth spot from the University of Jamestown, playing shortstop, number 16, Ben Schwinson. Your starting pitcher today from the University of British Columbia, number 8, Cameron Moore. It's at this time that we ask if you can rise if you are able and remove your caps as we join Carly Bistro for the singing of the Métis National Anthem, followed by the Canadian National Anthem.
In the forest, on the river, and across the western plain, as the white man journeyed westward to the land of the Indian, a new race was created, a new nation rose up strong. Hardship as its destiny, and its curse to not belong. In the land from which they came, in the land they helped to build, they found themselves the alien, found their vision unfulfilled. And despite their valiant effort to defend what they believed, when at last the battle ended, they were only left to grieve. We are proud to be Métis, watch our nation rise again. Never more forgotten people, we're the true Canadian. From across the plain they traveled, from Red River to the Peace, looking for their own homeland that would help them to replace all the land that had been taken and the dreams that had been dashed. Their brave heroes now called traitors, and courageous deeds now past. But their spirit was not broken, and their dreams had never died. Their determination strengthened even when the people cried. As they waited for the battle that would end their years of pain, and the final bloodless battle when the nation rose again. whisper our future gain. We are proud to be Métis, our nation brought again. Never more forgotten people, we're the true Canadian. We are proud to be Métis, watch our nation rise again. Never more forgotten people, we're the true Canadian. Kakanata, Kikano, Kitaskino, Sakahe to win, Kitoa Simisa, Katonra se pode faire, il se porte la croix, dans l'histoire est une épopée, des plumes brillantes et espoirs. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Welcome inside Legacy Dodge Field for this battle between first and fourth. It's the Fort McMurray Giants against the Okotoks Dawgs. Both teams coming off of narrow victories last night. For the Giants, a thriller here at Legacy Dodge Field. An 11-inning game against the Energy City Cactus Rats, where the Giants would prevail 7-5. Nick Sauvé, a pair of home runs and a triple, 4 RBIs to his name, led the charge. Meanwhile, the Okotoks Dawgs found themselves in a close matchup against the Sylvan Lake Gulls, prevailing 11-10. Can both teams keep the offensive flow going, or will we see the defense step up tonight? Cameron Moore will get the start for the Fort McMurray Giants on the mound. This will be his 9th appearance of the season, his 5th start. He has a record of 0-3, a 4.56 ERA, and 11 strikeouts in 21.2 innings pitched. His last outing, July 5th, in the 2-1 loss against Sylvan Lake. He pitched 2 innings in that game, gave up 2 hits and a run, was credited with the loss. But he's had a few sterling performances for the Giants so far this year. The Okotoks Dawgs, number 1 in the West Division, the 2nd best team in the WCBL. Not very many teams are as good as the Saskatoon Berries, who are on the top of the East. But the Dawgs, they also have that aura around them. 3-time champions in the WCBL, defending champions, that is, and they're going to look to show why they have that moxie amongst them in northern Alberta. As they wrap up the final stages of the warm-up for Cameron Moore, he will face Jake Skaggs to start off this game. Last night, Skaggs went 3 for 4. Had a double to his name as well against the Gulls. About 7:15, we'll see our first pitch of the game. Cameron Moore, Jake Skaggs, hometown Fort McMurray Giants against the Okotoks Dawgs. And we'll start things off with a ball outside from Cameron Moore. Attends University of British Columbia. From Bradenton, Florida, Cameron Moore. He falls in behind the count, 2-0 so far against Jake Skaggs. lot of excellent hitters up and down this lineup for the Dawgs. This one fouled off by Skaggs to the Giants dugout, who are wearing a Métis-inspired uniform this evening. It is Métis night here in Fort McMurray. Skaggs from Springsteen, Missouri, attending Pittsburgh State University. Gets set for the 2-1 pitch from Moore. And this one is slapped deep towards the back wall. It's gone! It's a leadoff home run for Jake Skaggs and the Dawgs, and they'll take an early 1-0 lead. That one was smacked, and the first batter makes his way around the bases. And we'll see, how do the Giants respond after that? Eric Matche will step up for the Dawgs. It's 2 for 5 on the 6. Had a double and 2 RBIs. The first pitch he sees is in there for a strike from Cameron Moore. A good bounce back pitch from the Bradenton, Florida product. And that one was close, but just missed, and the count is now 1-1. Okotoks trying to stay atop of the West Division. They have a 1.5 game lead over Lethbridge in that battle. Lethbridge did defeat Okotoks the other night. But bouncing back were the Dawgs last night against Sylvan Lake, looking to keep their momentum going. They've won 3 of their last 4 games. The Giants have won their last 2, and they were major victories as well. Defeating Energy City, a team that they are immediately chasing for the 4th and final playoff spot. Both teams are tied for that final spot. Cameron Moore gets set for the 2-2 pitch. Is it there? No, it's just inside, and the count is now full for Eric Matche. Nobody on, no outs. It's a leadoff solo home run for Jake Skaggs and the Okotoks Dawgs. The full count pitch from Cameron Moore. This one is smacked. It bounces just by Kavanaugh, but they recover, and that's an out for the Giants. The ball skipped past Kavanaugh, but Schwenemanson stepped in, and he got the throw across to Rhodes. That will bring up Barry Eisman for Okotoks. Eisman, who is having himself one heck of a season. He is among the players named to the All-Star team, the West All-Star team, as those were announced earlier today. First pitch, a ball to Eisman. Zane Skansky, another one of the Okotoks Dawgs. Connor Croson, Ricardo Sanchez. Fort McMurray has a handful of guys going to the All-Star game as well. This one is popped up into the outfield. Tracking it down and making the play was Camden Sanders. And that's 2 away for Fort McMurray. Darcy Berry hasn't been in the lineup for a while, but he's on the All-Star team, as is Nick Sauve for the Giants. Elijah Olabel's another one who made that team. We'll get to the pitchers in just a moment, as Leo Cote will step up to bat. Last night went 3 for 6, had a home run, 3 RBIs against the Gulls. He takes a strike from his first pitch from Cameron Moore. Recovering so far after giving up a leadoff home run. Second one swung on and missed by Cote. And he's now down 0-2 in the count. Cote from Sherbrooke, Quebec. A freshman attending Oregon State University in Corvallis. The 0-2 pitch from Cameron Moore. That one will miss the target. It'll be a ball. And the count is now 1-2. Here's the pitch from Cameron Moore. Inside, that'll be another ball, and the count is now 2-2. Cote was in the transfer portal before joining Oregon State. Oregon State had themselves a heck of a season, going 48-16-1. Made it to the College World Series, wins against Louisville before falling to Coastal Carolina. And Cote is struck out. Doesn't agree with it, but that will do it for the top of the first. A leadoff home run from Jake Skaggs, and the Dawgs lead this contest 1-0.
First round here. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm feeling nice. I'll give you one more try, okay? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, but he fits it. There you go, Dylan. You just got a hot dog. If you want one for yourself, come down and get one. And let's go, Giants!
Regina, Saskatchewan's Gavin Wuschke gets the start for the Okotoks Dawgs this evening. His last appearance, 1 inning of work against the Brooks Bombers on July 6th. This will be his 6th appearance of the season. 5th game started. His last start was on June 30th against the Lethbridge Bulls. He had 6 innings of work in that game, where he only gave up 2 hits in an 11-0 rout of the Bulls. Looking for a similar performance here against the Giants, who will start off with Connor Rainey. Fouled off the first pitch he faced. Had a solid game last night, 2 for 5. Also went 2 for 5 in the first game against Energy City. Sees another strike goes by him. He's now in behind the count, 0-2. Connor Rainey trying to get things fired up for the Giants. That one just misses for a ball. Count is now 1-2. Rainey digs into the box. 1-2 pitch. Fouled off. And the count remains 1-2. Fort McMurray in their first quote-unquote true home game since their 11-game homestand to end June and start July. It's another one fouled off by Connor Rainey. Technically, their 2 games set against The Energy City Cactus Rats this week were road games for the Giants, but with the stadium in Spruce Grove not quite ready yet, meant that they played those 2 games here at Legacy Dodge Field. Grounder up the middle, corralled, and the play is made by Mache. That is the first out for Okotoks in this first inning. Elijah Label will step up to bat for Fort McMurray. Just named to the Western All-Star team. All-Star game, I believe that is going to be next Saturday in Okotoks, as it has been for the last number of years. Label went 2 for 5, or 2 for 4 rather, last night against Energy City. Had a terrific season at the plate, especially here at home for the Giants. Another pitch from Wojcicki, that catches the outside of the plate for a strike, and the count is now 1-1. Gavin Wojcicki, 1-1 pitch, just outside, and that sun ball makes the count 2-1. Wojcicki attends Bellevue University. He's the 2025 NSAA Scholastic Athlete of the Year. Throws yet another ball to Elijah Label, and the count is now 3-1. Had a solid career so far at Bellevue University. 27 games played, a 13-4 record. This one is low, and he's going to walk Elijah Label. So the Giants get a man on base. And that will bring up their catcher, Javier Izaguirre. Relatively new player for the Giants. Swings at the first pitch, misses. Giants with 1 on, 1 out, trailing this game 1-0. The 0-1 pitch outside for ball number 1, and that evens up the count. Riverside, California product against Regina, Saskatchewan's own Wojcicki. A 1-1 pitch. Oh, it will be a attempted pickoff, but a Label gets back in time. Here's the pitch, fouled off by Izaguirre. That one lands just short of the concession down the first base line. There's a decent gaggle of people waiting for their food there. Here's the 1-2 pitch. In there for a strikeout. And that will be out number 2 for the Dawgs in this first. Matt Rhodes will step up to the plate for Fort McMurray, facing 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Starting to find his game. He had a double last night and an RBI earlier today. Announced his commitment to play at Butler University at the NCAA Division I level. He'll take a ball to start off this at-bat. One of so far 2 players for the Giants who have announced a commitment to the NCAA Division I level, as Chris Billings announced his commitment to North Dakota State University. And this ground ball will find its way into the outfield. Label was thinking about going to third. Instead, he'll stop up at second. And the Giants with 2 runners on, they'll bring Nick Sauve to the plate. Nick Sauve announced to the West Division All-Star game. What a game last night as well. A pair of home runs, a triple, bringing home 4 RBIs as well. He pops this one into foul territory. It's near the Dawgs dugout, and that one is caught, and it will end the inning. Giants will find themselves down 1-0 after the first.
Watching from home, catch every single swing, pitch, and replay live on FloCollege.com.
Start of the second inning, Okotoks leads this game 1-0. Nash Crowell will step up to the plate for the Dawgs against Cameron Moore. First pitch from Moore is outside for a ball. And this is a man who has been with this Dawgs program seemingly forever. Nash Crowell attends Reinhardt University. He's a senior there. 159 collegiate games to his name. And one of the most dangerous hitters in the WCBL as well. Finds himself ahead of the count, 2-0. The pitch in there for a strike by Cameron Moore. That
band. I'm here with 8 of his friends, and we're going to be playing dizzy bats. Only rule is the head goes on the bat for 15 seconds. You spin as fast as you possibly can. First person to high five Songbird takes a $25 gift card in the alley. It's dizzy bats brought to you by the alley, and we're going to give them a 15-second countdown starting now. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, run! I must say, for some baseball players, they don't run very fast, but they did pretty good for being dizzy. They're faster than I could run. Awesome job, everybody. Let's give them a huge round of applause. And let's make some noise for our Giants!
Coming up to bat for the Fort McMurray Giants, number 4, Zach Kavanaugh.
Getting set for the bottom of the second inning. Fort McMurray trails this game 1-0. Zach Kavanaugh will step up to bat for the Giants. Had a rough outing last night against Energy City where he went 0 for 5, but hit a home run on Tuesday. First pitch swinging, he gets it into the outfield where it drops in time, and it's a leadoff single by Zach Kavanaugh to start the bottom of the second for the Giants. Numbers might not be impressive, but he's starting to figure it out in recent weeks. And now Scott Allen will step up to the plate for Fort McMurray as he looks to keep things rolling for the Giants. Attends Northeastern Oklahoma A&M. First pitch swing, but he fouls it off. Delta BC product so far, batting with a .238 average, 3 RBIs on the campaign, a double to his name. Second pitch high for a ball. That evens the count at 1-1. As he goes up against Gavin Wuschke from Regina, Saskatchewan. An all-Canadian battle. Pickoff attempt. And Kavanaugh dives back in time. That one was close, as the Dawgs are trying to catch Kavanaugh with the extra long leadoff at first base. There's another pickoff attempt. Kavanaugh, that one might have been even closer than the first, but he manages to reach the base in time. Count still 1-1, nobody out. And here's a third straight one. The Dawgs are seeing something here. Kavanaugh, a little more of a lead than maybe most runners. The Dawgs have been very close with all 3 attempts. Finally, a pitch. It finds the strike zone. That brings the count to 1-2. Scott Allen joining the Giants the last couple of weeks. Was a substitute last night. Had the one at bat. It was a double. It was in extra innings. And it brought home one of the runs that led to the victory for the Giants, a much-needed victory against Energy City to bring them into a tie with the Cactus Rats for the 4th and final playoff spot. Another pickoff attempt. Kavanaugh gets back in time. And keep in mind the way the schedule is set up, Giants will play the Cactus Rats the last 2 games of the regular season, and that final playoff spot could come down to the wire. The pitch from Wishke was just outside. That evens the count at 2-2. High expectations here in northern Alberta. There's been some tweaks to their lineup as well as their coaching staff, as it's another foul ball by Scott Allen trying to run up the pitch count on Wishke. It's been up and down campaign, but the Giants are right where they want to be, in competition for a playoff spot. Still looking for the franchise's first win in the postseason. Scott Allen, this one bounces, but it bounces foul. Count remains at 2-2. That was the 7th pitch of this at-bat between Allen and Wishke. Count remains 2-2. One on, nobody out. Giants trail the game 1-0. Here's the pitch. Did he find it? No, he didn't. And now the count is full between Scott Allen and Gavin Wishke. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. It's low, it's a walk. And with nobody out, the Giants will have runners on first and second, with Camden Sanders stepping up to bat for Fort McMurray. Came in as a pinch runner last night. He made it all the way home from second base in the 11th inning. His last full game in was on Tuesday, where he went 0 for 4 and struck out 3 different times. And looking to equalize for Fort McMurray. First pitch he faces is a strike. See, will Sanders maybe lay down a bunt and advance both runners into scoring position? Or will he be patient with the bat? The 0-1 pitch. Low, and that's ball number 1. Sanders from London, Ontario, a freshman at Niagara University. 5 games played with the Purple Eagles. A 1-1 pitch. And he showed a bunt. It bounces into foul territory. That brings the count to 1-2. Fort McMurray's offense has looked a little better in recent games. They were dead last in a number of different categories and have been inconsistent throughout the season. A few new paces have produced. This pitch high for ball number 2. And the count is now even against Camden Sanders. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. Okotoks leads this game 1-0 in the bottom of the second. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled off by Sanders. That one almost caught the inside of his left foot. And we remain at 2-2. Sanders gets set for the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. And that will be the first strikeout of the inning for Wishke. He'll now go head-to-head against another one of the newer faces for the Giants, Ben Schwinnemson. Hails from Calgary, Alberta. Trying to get the Giants into at least a tie game in the bottom of the second. First pitch, he smacks it. It's high towards the outfield. Will it drop? Second baseman tracking across will get it in Matchy. And that will be the second out of the inning. bring us back to the top of the order for Fort McMurray and Connor Rainey, who grounded out to Matt Shea in the first. While trying to keep the inning going for the Giants. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. First pitch, that one's smacked by Rainey. Will it drop? Yes, it will. This will be at least 1 run for the Giants as Kavanaugh comes home, the throw, and it's a double for Rainey. And a game-tying run for the Giants. That was clutch by Connor Rainey. First pitch, no problem. And the all-star Elijah Olable will step up to the plate for the Giants with runners in scoring position. It's a tie game, 1-1. Giants looking now to take their first lead of the evening. First pitch swinging by Olable. And he'll take a strike to start his at-bat against Wishke. Olable walked in the first, hoping it to keep things going. He smacks it. It's into the outfield, and this will be 1. Second man comes around, and the Giants will now lead it 3-1. A pitcher perfect inning for the Giants so far here at Legacy Dodge Field. They have scored 3 different times to take a lead on the number 1 team in the West Division. Another ball, this one evens the count at 1-1. Fort McMurray doing all their damage with 2 outs, looking to keep things rolling. Zaguirre slaps it, but it's gloved down. And that will be out number 3. But the Giants strike not once, not twice, but 3 different times, and they take a 3-1 lead after 2 innings of play.
And dedicated healthy kitchen.
Top of the third inning, Fort McMurray leads this game 3-1. Cameron Moore will go against the bottom of the order for the Dawgs. Jackson Farah will foul off the first pitch he faces. Farah went 1 for 4 on July the 6th, was walked in that game as well as struck out. Check that, July the 2nd, he was 0 for 1 on the 6th. Another one, this time a ball outside, makes it a 1-1 count. Okotoks started this game with a leadoff home run courtesy of Jake Skaggs, but since then the bats have been silent and the Giants have led a charge, but this is going to be a leadoff single for Farah. That will bring back Jake Skaggs. A home run to start off this ball game. If he can do it here, it will equalize the contest. Will Cameron Moore adjust for him? First pitch high, ball number 1. Skaggs, a junior at Pittsburgh State. He's a very highly touted player at the Division I level, where he played with Abilene Christian University in Texas. Had a medical red shirt in 2024. He flies out deep left field to Camden Sanders. And Sanders does one more. He ensures that Farah cannot advance from first base. Eric Mache will step up to the plate for the Dawgs. Grounded out to the shortstop, Schwenninson. Looking to advance Farah with his team trailing this game 3-1. Mache, who plays with Illinois State, the Redbirds. Strike on his first pitch. There are a number of Division I players on this Okotoks team. The Dawgs have been the standard of the WCBL for a number of years. They have their academy in Okotoks. A lot of players will go through the academy. And then come up with their senior team while going off to bigger and better things. A number of their academy players, Division I commits. Example like Louis Charles LaRouche, who's off to San Jose State. Landon Kaufman, who will play with the University of Portland, among others. Count is now 2-1 against Mache. It's going to be a strike, but Izagiri unable to get the ball out of his glove, and that allows Farah to steal second. Counts is now 2-2 against Mache. 1 on, 1 out. Fort McMurray leads the game 3-1. Cameron Moore gets set for the 2-2 pitch. And that will connect off of Mache. Hit by a pitch. The Dawgs will have runners on first and second. It's the second hit batter by Moore in this game. Barry Eisman will step up to the plate for Okotoks. Flew out deep to left field. Sanders was the one who came across to make the play. Eisman from Tampa Bay, Florida. The first pitch, high for a ball. Attends Reinhardt University in Georgia. 56 collegiate games, 197 at-bats, 6 career home runs. The 1-0 pitch outside for another ball. Reinhardt University in Waleska, Georgia. A tiny town in Georgia of about 900 people. The university, the major hub in the community. People go there to play baseball. It's going to be the 2-0 pitch to Eisman. Misses the catcher. That will advance both runners into scoring position. And more concerningly for the Giants, a 3-0 count against Cameron Moore. That's a couple of pitches that have gone a little wayward. There's now going to be a conversation at the mound. Aguirre will be a part of this conversation. First base umpire Marcus Erlinson is also coming over to have a chat. And there actually might be concern that maybe there's an injury right now to Cameron Moore. The way he was shaking his right hand, he's looking down. You start to wonder is he dealing with a blister? Now the trainer's going to come out to take a look at Cameron Moore. It might explain a couple of the wayward pitches we've seen in this third inning. Koufax Kramer hustles over to the bullpen along with Braden Ionetti. Ionetti, the man usually in charge of being the catcher in the bullpen for Fort McMurray's pitchers. Kramer, we haven't seen him in a while, it feels like, especially not here at Legacy Dodge Field. Moore continues to spin around at the pitching mound, looking at his right hand. He is given the ball, so nope, he's going to call it. So it's going to be an injury replacement for the Giants. A very quick warm-up for Koufax Kramer.
Now pitching for your Giants from Sparks, Nevada, number 6, Koufax Kramer.
So an unexpected change for the Giants on the mound due to injury. Koufax Kramer, a very, very quick warm-up in the bullpen, and we'll see, can he settle things down for the Giants? Last pitched on July the 6th. 2/3 of an inning in that game where he gave up 2 runs. It'll be his 6th appearance of the season. Hasn't gone through a whole lot of innings so far this year, only 4.1. He has 1 strikeout to his name, 2 hits against. And while he comes onto the mound, in the meantime, Braden Wilson will head to the bullpen for Fort McMurray, and he'll start warming up himself. Other than the home run against, it was a solid outing by Cameron Moore, but something developed on his throwing hand, potentially a blister, maybe a broken nail. You never know what you're dealing with. And it's forcing him from the game. After 2.1 innings pitched here at Legacy Dodge Field, gave up the 1 run on 2 hits, had a pair of strikeouts as well. Now Koufax Kramer will try to get the Giants out of the top of the 3rd inning. There will be runners on 2nd and 3rd. He continues this showdown against Barry Eisman, and Eisman has the advantage with a 3-0 count. Zagire with instructions to Cranmer. How aggressive will Cranmer be with his first pitch against Eisman? Cranmer gets set for his first pitch of the game, a 3-0 count. Gets it in there for a strike. Not the fastest ball you'll see, but it was with pinpoint accuracy. Cranmer from Sparks, Nevada, attending Dominican University. Was a freshman with the Stars. The 3-1 pitch. Fouled off. That brings us to a full count. Barry Eisman against Koufax Cranmer, and if Cranmer can get a strikeout here, that would be massive for Fort McMurray as they try to maintain their 2-run advantage in the top of the 3rd. Runners on 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. The 3-2 pitch from Cranmer. Outside for ball number 4. It will load the bases. And the Giants in a bit of a jam. They lead it 3-1. They would love to get out of this inning with that 2-run advantage. And Leo Cote from Sherbrooke, Quebec, will step up to bat. The Oregon State Beaver, who has 3 home runs on the season, sees a strike on the first pitch. It looked like it might have been a little low, but Izagirre made a terrific frame on the pitch. And this one grounded to second baseman. 1 down. Can they get the double play? Yes, they will! And the Giants will get out of the top of the 3rd, maintaining their 3-1 advantage.
They've each got 3 tries to chuck up a piece of popcorn and see if they can catch it in their mouths. And we're going to see who's taking that bag of popcorn. Easton, Olivia, you guys ready? All right, let's see your first go. I was close for Olivia. Olivia was a case of the butter on that one. 2nd try. Even close. All right, 1 more try. Let's see it. Sugar cookies, whatever you want. So pick one up and help me out, Giants fans. Let's make some noise!
All the Tigers are on the main concourse. Make sure you head down and check it out. Number 34 for your Fort McMurray Giants, Matt Rhodes.
Matt Rhodes will kick off the bottom of the 3rd inning for the Fort McMurray Giants, who lead this contest 3-1. They were facing a jam at the top of the inning. An early pitching change due to injury to Cameron Moore. Koufax Kramer gets a double play. And now the Giants will try to take advantage of some good defense. Looking for a little more offense. Rhodes had a single in his first at-bat into right field, and he takes 2 balls to start this matchup against Wushki. Rhodes from Monument, Colorado, and he smacks this. It floats towards left field. Tracking back and making the play was Munoz. And that will be an out against Matt Rhodes. This will bring up Nick Sauvé to the plate. Fouled off in foul territory. Monster game last night. His defensive play earned him an all-star nod by the WCBL. He also had a massive defensive play. We talked about the offense last night, but how about an extra innings? A pass ball that bounced off of his glove. The Cactus Rat ran for home. Sauvé recovered, tossed it to Amberlin for the tag out. If that run counts, the Cactus Rats are going away with the victory last night instead of Fort McMurray tying them for the 4th and final playoff spot. Sauvé now evened up in the count, 1-1. Fouls this one back. Looking for a little bit of magic in that bat of his that we saw last night. A catcher from Calgary, Alberta. The 1-2 pitch. This one is smacked, but it's right to Munoz. Tries to make the play, and he gets it across in time. Second batter retired by the Dawgs. And there's been a change to the lineup as well. Kavanaugh is out, and he's been replaced by Carter Herkin. Not sure why is Kavanaugh out. Did he injure himself back in that 3rd inning? Looking down towards the dugout, and there's no sign of Kavanaugh. Carter Herkin also hails from Calgary, Alberta, attends University of Toronto. 6'3" infielder, swung on and missed. The count is now 1-2. Be his 17th game of the season. A batting average of .246, 6 RBIs to his name. 14 hits, 19 strikeouts. This one is high, and that will even the count at 2-2. Carter Herkin digs in for the 2-2 pitch. He'll smack it. Munoz will collect, and he makes the play. 3 up, 3 down for the Okotoks Dawgs. Fort McMurray, however, still leads this game 3-1.
From Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, number 34, Nash Crown.
I haven't watched the game.
Top of the fourth inning, Fort McMurray leads this game 3-1. Kramer remains in for the Giants. Replace Cameron Moore in the top of the third. A ball against Nash Crowell to start this fourth inning. Crowell flew out into right field in his first at-bat. Smacks this one, and Herkin makes the play. Blink and you'll miss it, but Carter Herkin able to take the heat. That was a laser beam that was scooped up by Herkin. A thumbs up in behind him to Camden Sanders. And one down for Fort McMurray. Herkin showing that he's awake after replacing Zach Kavanaugh. Jason Ariola will come back to bat. Try and smack it over the head, and it just gets by Scott Allen. A terrific attempt by Scott Allen, but it bounced off of his glove into the outfield. And Ariola makes it to first base. Aiden Munoz will now step up to the plate for the Dawgs. Was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. First versus fourth in the West Division. This would be huge for Fort McMurray if they find a way to steal a game or two from Okotoks, especially in the playoff race. Energy City is taking on Lethbridge. This one is smacked. And it'll be a single for for Munoz rather. Ariola will advance to second base. And the Dawgs just like that with two men on, one out. Complete that thought with the Energy City Cactus Rats. They trail Lethbridge 2-0 in the top of the fifth. Elsewhere, Regina leads Swift Current 4-1, but that game currently in a rain delay. Medicine Hat, after trailing 3-0, now leads it 4-3 over Moose Jaw. Saskatoon up 6-4 on Weyburn. And Sylvan Lake a 2-1 lead on Brooks. That's all 12 teams in action in the WCBL this evening. This one, another ball hit into the outfield. Ariola will round third to home, and he'll score. It's now a 3-2 game as the Dawgs are starting to get on a roll in this fourth inning. Jackson Farah singled in his first at-bat, looking to tie the game for Okotoks as he faces off with Koufax Kramer. First pitch finds the inside of the plate for a strike. Runners in scoring position, one out. Similar situation to the top of the third for the Giants. This one is popped straight up. Herkin has a bead on it, and he missed it. It's going to be an error. He'll throw it home. They'll get one out. And despite the error by Carter Herkin, the Giants will still get an out on the play. And it looks like they're going to make a pitching change once again as the Giants point to the bullpen. I believe this will be Braden Wilson coming into the game. We'll confirm in just a moment. What a crazy, crazy sequence for the Giants. Pop up, Herkin was trying to find it, but he missed the ball. Still recovered in time, though, to get the throw out at home plate as Munoz tried to bolt for the game-tying run. Meanwhile, Farah managed to get all the way around to second base, so it's still runners on second and third for Okotoks. Braden Wilson will step in for the Giants in this fourth inning. Wilson from Santee, California. Will be his 9th game of the year and 8.2 innings. He has 4 strikeouts to his name. Last contest on July 6th against Sylvan Lake, he was credited with the loss. Did not get an out in that game. 1 hit against, 3 runs, a pair of walks. And now he'll take on the top team in the West Division, looking to bounce back from that performance and get the Giants out of a bit of a jam in the top of the 4th. They've already given up 1 run, looking to hold on to their lead. Braden Wilson, who attends Embry-Riddle University in Daytona Beach, Florida. An aerospace engineering major while playing ball for the Eagles. Daytona Beach, known more for its racing, as the famous Daytona 500 happens every February there. But folks in Central Florida still enjoy their ball. Braden Wilson will face the top of the order and Jake Skaggs, who already has a home run in this game. Both his at-bats, he's launched balls deep. The second one didn't quite make it to the wall and was snagged by Camden Sanders. Skaggs hoping to tie up this game and maybe more for Okotoks. First pitch finds the zone for a strike. You look at the games for Braden Wilson. He has not gone any farther than 2 innings pitched this season. June 1st, 2 innings. June 7th. June 4th, 2 innings. An inning pitched against Lethbridge on June 15th. Braden Wilson with a 1-1 count. Finds the strikeout once again. Runners on second and third, 2 out. Fort McMurray leading this game 3-2. A contest which has seen momentum go back and forth like a pendulum. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Wilson. And he calls it! It's a strikeout to end the top of the 4th. Okotoks doesn't like it, but they managed to cut in this Fort McMurray lead. It's now a 3-2 game as we head to the bottom of the 4th.
Brought to you all by the alley. What can shake all that junk in our truck the fastest is walking away with a $25 gift card. We're going to give them a 30-second countdown and see how fast they can shake. 3, 2, 1, go, 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 go. 1 for Harlow, 2 for Harlow. Holy smokes, Harlow. That was the fastest junk in the truck I've ever seen. Super. Well, there you go, Giants fans. Harlow just won a gift card
second baseman Scott Allen.
Scott Allen starts the bottom of the fourth inning for the Fort McMurray Giants to lead this game 3-2. Wojcicki continues to stand on the mound for the Dawgs, and the first pitch is smacked and caught on the play by Munoz. That's the fourth straight putout by Munoz in this game. A quick out to start the bottom of the fourth for the Dawgs, and now Camden Sanders, who struck out his first at-bat, will step up. First pitch swinging, that one's gloved by Pays. He'll throw across, and it's another quick out by Okotoks. They went 3 up, 3 down the last inning, looking to do the same against the bottom of the order for the Giants. Ben Schwimmenson will now come to the plate for Fort McMurray. Plays at the University of Jamestown in North Dakota. "55 games played, the junior for the Jimmies. He has 20 hits on 75 at-bats. He'll ground this to Wojcicki, throws it, and he does find the mark. It's a quick 3 up, 3 down for Okotoks to end the fourth. Fort McMurray still leads it 3-2. Getting set for the start of the fifth inning, Fort McMurray leads this game 3-2. Braden Wilson remains on the mound for the Giants, and he'll go head-to-head against Eric Matche. Matche 0 for 1 so far in this game, was hit by pitch his last at-bat. Maybe a couple of defensive plays for the Dawgs. And the first pitch from Wilson, high for ball 1. Giants had seen struggles from the pitchers on the early about month of the season, but since then they've settled in. They've been clutch at times. We've seen great performances from Liam Taft, Luke Glenn, KJ Jones. Wilson looking to add his name to that list as well, as he's now even the count at 1-1 against Matche. This one, though, is pelted. It will land in left field for a single by Eric Matche. A leadoff hit by Okotoks to start this fifth inning. The one thing we've also seen from the Giants is they found a way to cut down on the mental mistakes defensively. It felt like they were going to produce at least 2 or 3 errors a game in the start of the year, and it hasn't happened as of late. Barry Eisman will now bat for Okotoks. 0 for 1, walked his last at bat, takes ball number 1 from Braden Wilson. Giants do have a couple of pitchers in their bullpen right now. Already on their third of the game. And of course, these jerseys, not their usual ones, so there's no numbers on the front to sneak a peek from our vantage point. As Kevin Devlin getting a little close and comfy with the broadcaster there with his binoculars. I thought you could see stuff from the other end of the booth with those things. Another pitch inside, and the Dawgs were trying to lobby for a hit by a pitch against Eisman, but instead it's just a ball. 2-1 count. I might have to start throwing my elbows out here a little more often. Maybe that'll give me a little more space. Two 2-1 pitch. Ground ball scooped up by Wilson. He'll toss it to Rhodes. And that will retire Eisman on the play. Mache will advance to second base. And it's 1 down for Fort McMurray. Bio Cote steps up to the plate. 0 for 2 so far this evening. The Oregon State Beaver gets set for his first pitch from Braden Wilson. Right down the middle, strike number 1. Still can't quite tell who's in the bullpen for the Giants. The 0-1 pitch. This one is smacked. It's floating. It stays fair. Okotoks will tie up this game at 3 apiece as Cote, an RBI double, brings us to a 3-3 game. That one was tattooed by Leo Cote, known for his offense. And now Nash Crow will look to keep the momentum rolling for the Dawgs. They've scored in 3 of the 5 innings they've played so far tonight. And we're back at square one. A ball to start this at bat for Crow. As it looks like it's Lucas Marcello. This one is smacked by Crow, and this one is gone. A 2-run home run by the Okotoks Dawgs. That one was smoked, and they now lead it 5-3. You know you're in trouble when your outfielder barely even turns around to chase after the ball. That one was tattooed by Nash Crow. And momentum is firmly in the court of the Dawgs. 3 runs in this 5th inning. They lead it 5-3. Ariola looking to keep things rolling. Fouls off the first pitch he sees from Braden Wilson. And it appears to be Lucas Marcello who's warming up for the Giants in the bullpen. A utility player from Bolton, Ontario, typically plays either catcher or an infield position. It looks like it's going to be the first appearance on the mound, as this is a long hit and it's down by Ariola. This will be a double for the Dawgs. And they are rolling in this 5th inning. The #1 team in the West Division, 3-time defending WCBL champions. And Fort McMurray is seeing why. That is the 3rd straight hit by the Dawgs. All of them at least a double or more. Nathan Munoz will now step up to the plate for Okotoks against Braden Wilson. And Wilson will smack the bat of Ariola. Hit by pitch. Runners on 1st and 2nd. Still only 1 out. And just like that, Wilson will get the hook. His night is done. Lucas Marcello will step in for the Giants as the 4th pitcher of the game. What can Lucas Marcello do for the Fort McMurray Giants? It's a 5th inning they would like to forget. They've just watched their 3-2 lead disappear. The Dawgs are now out in front 5-3, and they're hoping their utility player Marcello can find a way to get them out of this inning, only down by 2. 1 out, runners on 1st and 2nd. Brandon Pays will be the next batter for Okotoks. He'll be the 7th batter faced by the Giants this inning alone after 6 the previous one. Their defense has been out quite a bit over the last about 3 innings as the Dawgs went a quick 3 up, 3 down in the 3rd and 4th. Looks like Marcello is all warmed up. And he's ready to go against Brandon Pez, trying to get the Giants out of the top of the 5th. Marcello from Mississauga, Ontario. First pitch fouled off by Pays. It's the 2nd time that he's come in to pitch for Fort McMurray this season. Had a strikeout in his lone appearance. That was on July the 6th against Sylvan Lake. Count is now 1-1. Lucas Marcello. 2 on, 1 out. Dawgs lead it 5-3. 1-1 pitch. That one's high, ball number 2. Wouldn't be surprised if Okotoks stays patient. Yes, you smell a little bit of blood in the water with the 4 hits already in this inning. This one's popped straight up by Pays. Herkin looking for it, and he's got it. This time making the catch, and it's 2 retired for Fort McMurray. Jackson Farah will step up to bat for Okotoks. 1 for 1 tonight. 1 for 2 tonight, rather, as his last at bat was the pop-up that Herkin dropped, but it still led to an out at home. He'll take a ball to start things off against Lucas Marcello. Marcello, who plays for Sheridan College. 18 collegiate games under his belt. This one fouled off by Jackson Farah. The count is now 1-1. Farah, one of a handful of Dawgs who play at Lynn Benton Community College in the Pacific Northwest. A sophomore. Lynn Benton Community College, located in the Willamette Valley, a little east of Corvallis, south of the capital of Oregon, Salem. Community of just over, or just under, I should say, 56,500 people. 2-1 pitch outside for ball number 3. Farah looking to, at the very least, load the bases for Okotoks. Massive lead off by the runners. Fort McMurray not interested in holding them. The 3-1 pitch pops straight up. Schwennenson's coming across the shortstop. He'll make the play. And that will end a difficult top of the 5th inning for Fort McMurray. 3 runs scored by the Dawgs, and they lead the contest 5-3.
And you know what else we've got? We've got lots of sweet treats, and you can't tell me that this don't look good. So if you want something down here, the artisan stores are all around. Go pick something up on the main golf course. I'm 99% sure you're going to love it. I know I did. Now you know what else I love? I love when I can get a crowd to cheer nice and loud. So on 3, let's go Giants. 1, 2, 3, let's go Giants!
Fort McMurray's offense looking to rebound in the bottom of the 5th inning as they're back-to-back 3 ups, 3 downs. Connor Rainey will come out for the Giants. He's 1 for 2 so far tonight. RBI double back in the 2nd. Can he restart things for the Giants? Takes a ball off of the first pitch from Wuschke. Only pitcher that the Giants have faced so far this game. They've marched out for their own. It's a 2nd ball against Connor Rainey. This one inside, ball number 3. Rainey looking for any way of getting himself onto the base pads. Currently plays with Dakota State University. Takes a strike. The count's now 3-1. Been a solid season so far for Connor Rainey, a .253 batting average, 5 RBIs, a pair of triples, but he'll foul this one back. And it's now a full count between Whiskey and Rainey. This one bounces to the third baseman. Rainey, can he run it out? Yes, he does! Great hustle by Connor Rainey to beat out the throw from Pays. It's a leadoff single for the Giants. And now the all-star Elijah Olable will look to keep the momentum going for Fort McMurray. Can that single from Rainey be the spark for the Giants? The Dawgs tried the old hidden ball trick play, but Rainey sniffed it out and stayed on first base. Very subtle play by first baseman Nash Crowell. And the label will take a strike to start off his at-bat against Whiskey. The label 1 for 1. Was walked in the first, a single in the second. And a pickoff attempt. Getting back in time is Connor Rainey. Plenty of speed in the legs of Rainey. He has 12 stolen bases on the season. I have a feeling that the Dawgs know this. This is another pickoff attempt. Rainey once again gets back in time. Meanwhile, Elijah Olable patiently waiting in the batter's box for the 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. This one is smacked right up the middle, and it gets into the outfield. That'll be another single by the Giants. Back-to-back hits. And Javier Izaguirre will now take charge for the Giants. He's 0 for 2 so far tonight. But a hit would be massive for Fort McMurray as they try to track down Okotoks once again. The Riverside, California product, who has a batting average of .282 on the season. Looking for the sacrifice bump. It goes straight up in the air and grabbed by Whiskey. He understood what Izaguirre was trying to do, but he couldn't quite pull it off. Can't advance the runners as well, and Matt Rhodes will now step up to the plate. Committed to Butler University this morning, the 6'5" first baseman for Fort McMurray, who has 4 home runs on the season. Did he go around? Yes, he did. And that will be a strike. Rhodes could not quite check up. It's an 0-1 count. Matt Rhodes gets ready to go against Whiskey. Floater just over top, and that evens the count at 1-1, and now there's going to be a meeting for Okotoks. There is somebody warming up in the bullpen for the Dawgs. Appears it might be Ryan McFarland. Conversation is done. It's a 1-1 count against Matt Rhodes. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Rhodes smacks it into the outfield. Rainey will come around to score. Hustling is a label for third. Did he get down in time? No, he didn't. A label gets thrown out at third, but the Giants cut into the lead, and it's now a 5-4 game. First pitch to Nick Sauve inside, ball number 1. Nick Sauve so far 0 for 2 this evening. Takes a strike. That evens the count at 1-1. Sauve trying to regain his magic from last night where he hit a pair of home runs. He'll ground it. It does bounce foul. Brings the count to 1-2. Matt Rhodes, the RBI single. Brings the Giants within 1. It's a 5-4 game. It's been back and forth between first and fourth in the West Division. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Did he find the zone? Connor Watt says no, and that evens the count at 2-2. Okotoks bench can't believe it. It looked good from our vantage point. Granted, we're in behind the first baseline, not directly in behind the home plate. 2-2 pitch outside, ball number 3, and it's a full count against Nick Sauve. Sauve looking to keep the inning alive for Fort McMurray. Rhodes on first, 2 outs. The full count pitch. That one will tag Sauve. Makes it to first. And now with runners on first and second, Carter Herkin will step up to the plate for Fort McMurray, and there will be a mound meeting. This should lead to a pitching change for the Dawgs. And Ryan McFarland will step out for Okotoks. The Calgary, Alberta product, a senior at Campbellsville University. There's a number of them who attend Campbellsville University, based out of Kentucky. McFarland, it will be his 14th appearance of the season. Has a record of 1-1. 14.2 innings pitched, 11 strikeouts so far this year. His last appearance on July 6th against Brooks. The Dawgs 13-3 victory saw him go 1 full inning, giving up 1 hit, 1 run, but also earning himself a strikeout. He's a 4-time academic all-conference player at Campbellsville University. He's an NAIA all-scholar athlete this past season. And 62 games played collegiately. He has 147 strikeouts versus 205 hits. He's also given up 10 home runs in his collegiate career. Trying to end this inning for Okotoks, who have seen their 2-run lead get close to 1. Rhodes will be on second for Fort McMurray. Sauve on first. Carter Herkin up to bat. Herkin grounded out to shortstop Munoz back in the third. Entering this game with a .246 batting average. Hasn't played a whole heck of a lot in recent weeks. But he's looking to keep the inning going for Fort McMurray, maybe even tie up this game. First pitch finds the plate, strike number one from Ryan McFarland. This is a battle of Calgary. McFarland against Herkin. Second one just found the inside of the plate. Herkin doesn't agree with it. Maybe a word or two with home plate umpire Connor Watt. And Herkin finds himself down 0-2 in the count. And now there's a point to home plate. Was time called by Herkin? Not quite sure, but it delays proceedings in the bottom of the fifth. Everybody resets. And here's the 0-2 pitch from Ryan McFarland. Fouled off by Herkin right to the first base concession. Somebody might get a baseball with their fries if they're not careful. I'll take condiments I've never heard of for 500, Alex. And we're back to 0-2. Scott Allen in the on-deck circle, hoping he'll get a chance to bat in this fifth inning. The pitch from McFarland. And it just missed the plate, according to Connor Watt. You could hear the audible what from the Okotoks dugout from up in the press box, despite the glass in between us and them. And this at-bat continues on. It's a 1-2 count. McFarland's offering fouled off once again by Carter Herkin. And Herkin stays alive against the senior from Campbellsville University. A 1-2 pitch from McFarland. Fouled off once again by Carter Herkin. Six pitches in this at-bat between Herkin and McFarland. Herkin digs in, trying to extend the fifth inning. Giants trail it 5-4. The 1-2 pitch. That one is hit. It finds the shortstop. Munoz will just make the easy play to second. And that will do it for the fifth inning. Fort McMurray gets one run, but they still trail the contest 5-4.
So press out those bell bottoms, be on your windbreakers or whatever technology you knows. And that's Friday with Retro Night. Tomorrow night here at Legacy Dodge Field.
Top of the order for the Dawgs, who lead this game 5-4. Jake Skaggs is 1 for 3 so far tonight. He'll face Marcello. First pitch is a ball. Struck out his last at-bat. Started the game with the home run. As Okotoks, the lead in the top of the 6th. That's another ball against Marcello. This Métis night here at Legacy Dodge Field. Just under 1,000 fans in the building. Third straight ball against Lucas Marcello. And he's in a hole in this at-bat against Jake Skaggs. The pitch finds the plate. Strike one. Skaggs, the Missouri product, with a .340 batting average so far this year. A pair of home runs to his name. Fouls off this pitch. Brings us to a full count in the leadoff batter for Okotoks in the 6th inning. The Dawgs have 9 hits, 5 runs on those hits against Fort McMurray's 7 hits and 4 runs. Full count. Outside, that will be a walk. And the leadoff man on board for Okotoks to start this 6th inning. Mache is now up to bat for Okotoks. He's 1 for 2 so far tonight. A single his last at bat to open things up the last inning. Started an onslaught of hits for Okotoks against the Giants. Swings at the first pitch against Marcello, misses. This is an important game for both these two teams. The Giants tied for the final playoff spot with Energy City. Okotoks trying to maintain their 1.5 game lead for first against Lethbridge. And Skaggs will steal second base after a ball thrown by Marcello. Out-of-town scoreboard reads as such. Rain delay between Regina and Swift Current. Also sees the Red Sox up 4-1. Top of the 7th, Energy City's come back. They've tied the Lethbridge Bulls at 4 apiece. Moose Jaw now leading Medicine Hat 9-4. Rain delay in Weyburn, where the Beavers trail Saskatoon 6-4. And the Brooks Bombers are tied to the Sylvan Lake Gulls at 2 apiece in the top of the 8th. This one's popped up, shallow center field, and dropping it is the second baseman, Scott Allen. Everyone will be safe as Skaggs advances to third. Mache will make it as well. And there are now runners on the corners, nobody out for Okotoks. That's a tough one. You could have also called that one up as potentially an error against Allen, as the ball was in his glove before dropping out. Barry Eisman will now step up for Okotoks. Runner, it's a strike, and they don't catch him. Whoa! Fort McMurray can't believe it. It appeared clear as day that Mache was caught stealing. Can they appeal? I do not believe so. Herkin is looking to the dugout, asking for some reaction. Keeps putting his arms in a X motion in front of him, but that could be a play that determines the outcome of this game. The next pitch pops straight up. It's in foul territory. Herkin hustles, but the ball will float into the batting cages. Tough break for the Giants. No outs. Runners in scoring position after what appeared to be a clear-cut runner caught stealing, called otherwise. The only thing I can think of is if Schwenemanson did not get the tag and missed. Deep ball caught by Olable. It will be a sacrifice fly. Coming home will be Skaggs. And Okotoks has now increased their lead to 6-4. Good catch by Elijah Olable. It wasn't easy as he was backpedaling into the wall. Okotoks, though, restores their 2-run advantage as Leo Cote is up to bat. Takes a ball on his first pitch from Marcello. Connor Martin's now warming up for the Giants in their bullpen. The 1-0 pitch just outside, ball number 2. Cote 1 for 3 so far tonight to double his last appearance in the 5th. Pops this one. It's a tower. Shallow center field. Hustling is Rainey. He has a track. He catches it. And he holds Matche at third base as well. That's the second one retired for the Giants in the top of the 6th. Great job by Connor Rainey to hustle and ensure that he does not overrun the fly ball. Sometimes we see that here in Fort McMurray. The ball gets wobbly, especially the higher up it goes. Defenders sometimes overrun it. And now Crowell will step up to the plate. A home run, his last at-bat, 2-run shot to put Okotoks at that time up 5-3 in this game. They now have a 6-4 advantage. Crowell will take a strike, and that evens the count at 1-1. Nash Crowell, who's a senior at Reinhardt University. Bouncing ball. Izaguirre will keep it in front of him and hold Matche at third base. It's Crowell's 3rd season with the Okotoks Dawgs. He has a .309 batting average. Takes another ball inside for a 3-1 count. 3 home runs, 21 RBIs to his name so far this season in 94 at-bats. 3-1 pitch from Marcello. Smacked by Crowell, but it goes foul. If that was 2 inches to the right, it would be a 7-4 game for Okotoks. Instead, a full count, 2 outs, 1 on. Lucas Marcello against Nash Crowell. Giants looking to get out of the top of the 6th. The 3-2 pitch. Grounded to Carter Herkin. He corrals it, throws it across the roads, and that will do it for the top of the 6th inning. Okotoks adds 1 to their lead, and they have a 6-4 advantage here at Legacy Dodge Field.
shot out the SMS in different place. Number 32, second baseman, Scott Allen.
Delta's BC Scott Allen will kick off the bottom of the sixth for the Fort McMurray Giants. They trail this game 6-4. Allen, who attends Northeastern Oklahoma A&M, based out of Miami in Northeast Oklahoma. He'll take a ball in his first pitch from Ryan McFarland, who stepped in relief at the end of the fifth inning after Wushki gave up a run. And this one is smacked. It's deep into left center field, but underneath it to make the catch is Skaggs. And it's the first out for Okotoks in the sixth inning, as Allen got good contact in this pitcher-friendly park. Camden Sanders will step up to bat for the Giants. We've seen quite a few home runs in recent weeks here at Legacy Dodge Field, something fans aren't necessarily used to. It's a strike against Camden Sanders from McFarland. The 0-1 pitch. This one is deep into center field, but Skaggs will get underneath it once again, and that's the second straight catch by Jake Skaggs. 2 up, 2 down for Fort McMurray. Well, it's a new hitter now for the Giants, as Lane Snow will step into the game, the Fort Worth, Texas product, who loves to come out to the Christmas Carol, Let It Snow. First pitch swinging, goes right to McFarland, and it's 3 up, 3 down for Okotoks as they make short work of the Giants in that sixth inning. Dawgs still lead it 6-4.
Sponsors Alberta Safeway, along with Penny, McConnell Group, Fort McMurray Infinity Cleaners, Prime Signs, Ball Val and Associates, and Sherway Construction. This is your last call for 50/50 tickets. You know where to get them. Sales end at the seventh inning. Good luck.
couple of defensive changes for the Fort McMurray Giants to start this 7th inning. First off, new pitcher Connor Martin enters the game. He's played a mix of outfield and pitch so far this season. It's his 4th game on the mound for the Giants. Has a 1-0 record, 2.2 innings pitched, where he has 3 strikeouts. And his first pitch is straight up into the air, and it will bounce over the backstop into the stands as Jason Arriola will go head-to-head against Connor Martin. The other defensive change for the Giants is out at shortstop, where local kid Ethan Pittman draws into the game. Pittman's played a handful of games for the Giants already this season. It'll be his 4th appearance of the year. His last time out was against Swift Current on June 25th. Meanwhile, Connor Martin up in the count, 0-2 against Arriola. This one is popped up. It remains in the infield. And Scott Allen will make the grab for the first out for Fort McMurray. Aiden Munoz will step up to the plate for the Dawgs. He's 1 for 1 and has been hit by a pair of pitches in this game. It looks like maybe another errant baseball worked its way onto the field from the kids behind the right field wall. A massive berm. They love to run up and down on that hill. As Connor Martin throws a strike to start off this at-bat against Munoz. Activity in both bullpens. A bunt put down by Munoz, and it rolls foul. Chance taken by Connor Martin and the Giants, and it pays off as that ball took a slight left turn at Albuquerque and went into foul territory. The count is now 0-2 with nobody on and 1 out. And it looks like Ethan Mayick is the one who's throwing in Fort McMurray's bullpen. Would be a little surprised if he found his way into the game. Next pitch from Connor Martin kisses the turf and bounces past his catcher, and the count's now 1-2. Trying to catch the number for the Okotoks Dog in their bullpen. Looks like it starts with a 2. Swinging and missing is Munoz for the strikeout. And that's 2 retired by the Giants in the top of the 7th. Brandon Pays will now step up to bat. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Has a double in this game. Flew out to Carter Herkin in the 5th. Pays first pitch swinging and missing. Martin's on a bit of a tear in this 7th inning. The 0-1 pitch low, and that will be a ball as it bounces off of the shin pad of Izagirre. Might have even caught home plate umpire Connor Watt, who's taken a step to the side to recompose himself. Count is now 1-1, and it might be Frank Flores who's in the bullpen for Okotoks from Colorado Springs. Can't quite tell if that's a 26, could be a 24, could be a 22. And I said I'm way off. This one is smacked. Pittman dives, makes the grab, but he can't quite throw it to first. The very least, Ethan Pittman prevented extra bases for Brandon Pez. And now Jackson Farah will step up to the plate for Okotoks. Farah will dig in for his first pitch, finds the outside of the plate for strike number one. Trey Mackwood might actually be the one who's now warming up for Okotoks in the bullpen. The 0-1 pitch from Connor Martin. Low, ball number one. Pez was thinking of bolting for second. Pittman came across to cover, and instead he stays at first. Runner on first, 2 outs. Okotoks leads it 6-4. The 1-1 pitch. Low for ball number two. Fort McMurray has gone deep into their bullpen this evening. How long will they let Connor Martin go? Right now in the top of the 7th. The 2-1 pitch. This one is smacked. It gets by Matt Rhodes into the outfield. Olabel's got it, trying to chuck it towards third, but it's going to be runners on the corners for Okotoks. Still 2 outs as we head back to the top of the order, and Jake Skaggs.
To the top of the order for the Dawgs, number 3, Jake Skaggs.
Skaggs walked his last at-bat to start the 6th. He came home as well. 2 runs to his name. Looking to extend the inning for Okotoks. They're trying to expand their lead. Connor Martin and the Giants try to stay within reach. And the first pitch fouled back by Skaggs into the netting right in front of our press box. Darcy Berry came flying out of the dugout to make the grab. He hasn't played in a while for Fort McMurray. He's also one of the All-Stars named this morning by the WCBL. A 1 pitch, did he come around? Yes, he did. And the count's now 0-2. Ethan Mayick will now step aside. His dad's in the building, waiting on pins and needles to see if he'll come in to pitch and make his WCBL debut. Meanwhile, Connor Martin, another one into the dirt. And Izagirre will hold on to the bouncing ball instead of trying to throw out Farah at second. It'll be a wild pitch credited against Connor Martin. Now runners in scoring position for Okotoks. The 1-2 pitch. Did he come around? No, he didn't. The Giants thought for sure he did. Connor Martin can't believe it. Izagirre can't believe it. As do the over 900 Giants fans in attendance. And the dugout giving it to the umpires. That would be a very difficult call to make. And this one, where's the ball? It bounces. Izagirre will keep it in front of him, and now it's a full count against Connor Martin and the Giants. Runners on second and third, 2 outs. Giants trail the game by 2. Martin against Skaggs. The 3-2 pitch fouled off by Skaggs. And this at-bat will continue between the leadoff man and Connor Martin. Giants looking for a spark. Connor Martin. The full count pitch. This one is slapped. Allen has it at second. He'll chuck it to Rhodes, and that will do it for the top of the 7th inning. Giants still trail the game 6-4. However, they managed to strand 2 runners in scoring position.
Cheating is a huge part of Métis culture, and today we have our judges down on the field, and they're waiting to share their culture with you with the Red River Jig. Get up and dance with them.
Connor Rainey gets things started for the Giants in the bottom of the 7th inning. He's had a solid game so far, having gone 2 for 3 and accounting for a couple of runs as well for Fort McMurray. They will be facing a new pitcher as Trey Mackwood from Calgary, Alberta steps onto the mound for the Dawgs. First pitch he throws in for a strike. Mackwood, for a freshman from Panola State Community College, a team that went 30-22 this season. One of a number of players who's made his way through the Dawgs Academy. It's his 17th game of the season. Rainey will pop this one up into the infield, calling off and making the play is second baseman Matt Shea for the first out of the inning. You don't normally see pitchers at this point of the season reaching their 17th game, but Mackwood, he won't go out for very long. The most he's pitched in a single game is 2.2 innings. That was back on June 11th in a 12-11 loss to Moose Jaw, as Olable smashes a foul ball to hit the roof right in front of the press box. If the window wasn't in front of me, I might have been able to make that catch. Just thinking, I could probably stuck my arm out and reach that. Elijah Olable, 2 for 2 so far tonight. A dribbler that bounces to shortstop Munoz, and he'll get it across in time. That's very quick. 2 up, 2 down for Okotoks to start this 7th inning. Javier Izaguirre will now come up to bat for the Giants. 0 for 3 tonight. Popped up on an attempted bunt back in the 5th. Takes a strike from Mackwood, who's been very efficient in the bottom of the 7th inning. His team up by 2. A 1-1 count. Calgary, Alberta's Trey Mackwood against Izaguirre from Riverside, California. Swinging and missing is Izaguirre. Count is now 1-2, and the last thing the Giants want to do is go 3 up, 3 down. It's happened to them 3 times already in this game, and this one is fouled off. Izaguirre stays alive in his at-bat, trying to find some sort of a spark for the Giants, who trail this game 6-4. There's a leadoff home run by Jake Skaggs to start things off. 3 runs by the Giants in the 2nd. And this one is belted. It's deep into left field, but it's snagged. Farah gets across in time, and that will be 3 up, 3 down for the Dawgs in this 7th inning. Okotoks leads it 6-4.
Construction and General Workers Union Local 92 and North 63.
Top of the 8th inning, Fort McMurray trails this game 6-4. Connor Martin remains on the mound for the Giants. He'll go head-to-head against Eric Mathieu, who is 2 for 3 so far tonight. Singles his last 2 at-bats. Looking to lead things off for the Dawgs. Takes the ball right off the hop. Okotoks has gotten the leadoff man on base 3 times so far in this game. And they have scored each time they've done that. Matt Rhodes in foul territory with a snag right at the Dawgs dugout. And that will sit down Eric Mathieu. It looked like the ball was going to float enough over top of the Dawgs dugout, but it died in midair, and Rhodes hustled to make the snag to retire the leadoff batter for Okotoks. Barry Iceman will step up to the plate. Sacrifice fly, his last at-bat, takes a strike from Connor Martin. If you're the Giants, you just want to keep Okotoks within reach. You've shown that your offense can produce at times, although it has been wildly inconsistent in this game. Yes, they had a 3-run second inning, but they've also gone 3 up, 3 down in 4 of 7. There is activity in Okotoks' bullpen right now. They like to rifle through what's a very large bullpen. Ground ball right to Matt Rhodes, and he'll easily make the play. Tag up, and that's 2 down for Fort McMurray. Leo Cote will step up to the plate. He's 1 for 4 tonight. An RBI double back in the 5th. Flew out in center field in the 6th. Cote from Sherbrooke, Quebec. Freshman at Oregon State, and he's hit by a pitch. Nope, does not. He was, I believe it hit the batter. Looked down briefly for a second to look at my note, but the way that Connor Watt pointed at Cote almost made me believe that he turned into the ball, and this at-bat will continue. Now evened up at 1-1. We saw that a couple of times last night between Fort McMurray and Energy City, where there was a call aside of a batter turning into a pitch, and instead of it being hit by pitch, both were called for a strike. Now this time Cote doing his best limbo impression to get out of the way of a heater from Connor Martin. A back crack and away we go. It's a 2-1 count between Connor Martin and Leo Cote. Fastball inside for a strike. The Giants would absolutely love to have their first 3 up, 3 down inning of this game to keep them within 2. A 2-2 pitch from Connor Martin. This one is smacked by Cote, but it will float foul. And the at-bat continues between these two combatants. Anderson Tordiff is warming up for the Dawgs. Meanwhile, nobody on, 2 outs. Martin with the pitch. Fouled off once again by Leo Cote. And he'll now get set for the 7th pitch of this at-bat. No activity in Fort McMurray's bullpen. Okotoks getting someone set in theirs. Martin gets set for the 2-2 pitch. This one is hit by Cote, but it'll go right to Scott Allen, who turns, and it's 3 up, 3 down for the Giants. They remain within 2, and it's still a 6-4 lead for Okotoks.
Holy smokes, we got quite the race going on here tonight. They're going to get ready, they're running, they're going quick. Holy smokes, hot dogs in the lead. Mustard's catching up. Mustard passes
Bottom of the 8th inning, Okotoks leads this game 6-4. They've made a pitching change. Anderson Tordif will draw in for his 8th appearance of the year. Got through 1 inning pitched his last appearance, July 8th against Lethbridge in a 7-6 loss. Gave up 3 hits and 1 run in that contest. And he'll take on Matt Rhodes. Rhodes, who's had a solid game so far tonight. He's 2 for 3 with the bat. He's also made a couple of solid defensive plays, especially at the top of this inning. Takes a strike, and the count is now 1-1. This can be the heavy portion of the order for the Giants. Rhodes has been terrific. Sauve's had a couple of moments, but Rhodes will pop this one up. It stays in the infield. An easy catch by Munoz to retire Matt Rhodes. Other than the second inning, they haven't had a whole lot of traction offensively against the #1 team in the West Division. It's a massive game for both these two teams. Okotoks trying to maintain their 1.5 game advantage on Lethbridge. Fort McMurray trying to take sole possession of the 4th and final playoff spot, but as things stand right now, especially on the out-of-town scoreboard, the Cactus Rats will regain 4th. They lead Lethbridge 6-5 in the top of the 9th at Spitz Stadium in southern Alberta. Nick Sauve, 1-1 count. And this one floats over the plate for strike number 2. Sauve shaking his head, doesn't agree. The Okanagan College Coyote, who won the Canadian College World Series back in May, will dig in for the 1-2 pitch. Here's the offering from Tordif. Fastball in there for strike number 3. Sauve gives a bit of an earful to Connor Watts. And it's 2 down for Okotoks. Carter Herkin will try to get a man on base for the Giants. Quick peek at the rest of the out-of-town scoreboard. The rest of the game between Regina and Swift Current has been canceled due to weather. Moose Jaw up 15-4 on Medicine Hat in the top of the 8th. Saskatoon and Weyburn tied at 6 apiece. Meanwhile, the Bombers and the Gulls tied at 2. Top of the 10th. Herkin swings on and misses, and now he's in behind of the count, 0-2. Can Okotoks go 3 up, 3 down for the 3rd straight inning? Anderson Tordif gets set for the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts. And the Dawgs make quick work once again of the Giants to end the 8th. Okotoks leads this game 6-4. something exploded when we went away as a member of the Giants dugout has been tossed from this game and potentially may have been designated hitter Nick Sauve arguing balls and strikes. And I understand the frustration of the Giants. Connor Watt has been anything but consistent with his strike zone in this game, but it's been like that for both teams, not just for Fort McMurray. Either way, someone got tossed. There was a long argument between manager and umpire. Meanwhile, it's the top of the 9th inning. Connor Martin remains in this game, and this one is hammered. It is deep into left field, and Sanders manages to grab it at the warning track. That ball just died at the last moment, and Camden Sanders came across with the snag as Nash Crowell was looking for his second home run of the game. There is one other defensive change for Fort McMurray. Another local product making his way into this game as Lincoln Fugel is out at right field. He replaces Elijah Olable. Lots of frustration right now for Fort McMurray. Martin finds the zone, evens the count at 1 apiece. Does not appear that there's any other changes at this time for the Giants. Activity in Okotoks bullpen as well. As this cutter outside, ball number 2. Two-one pitch from Connor Martin, high for ball number 3. Easton Corey is warming up for the Dawgs, the Pendleton, Oregon product. Meanwhile, Ariola facing a 3-1 count. And it finds the inside of the plate. Strike number 2. Full count between Ariola and Martin. Ariola, who's gone 2 for 4 so far this evening, including a double. Gets set for the pitch from Martin. This one is slapped, and Fugel makes the grab. An excellent play by Fort McMurray's own Lincoln Fugel. The ball was curving and it went away from him at the last moment. And while sliding, he snagged the ball and held on. 2 down for the Giants, who are trying to give themselves a chance in the top of the 9th. Aiden Munoz will step up for Okotoks. He's 2 for 3 this evening, pair of singles. Struck out his last at-bat, however. And it looks like there will not be another pitcher to come out for Fort McMurray in this game. This ball fouled up high onto the roof of the grandstand. That evens the count at 1-1. Martin's had a very solid outing for the Giants. 3 up, 3 down in the 8th, looking to do the same in the 9th as he's in his 3rd inning of work. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Martin. Backs off Munez from the plate. That brings the count to 2-1. Connor Martin, the Abbotsford, BC product. Swings for the 2-1 pitch. Found the inside of the plate. That brings the count to 2-2. Nobody on. 2 outs. Okotoks leads this game by 2. The 2-2 pitch fouled off by Munez. He'll stay alive in this at-bat. Here's the pitch from Martin. Swung on and missed. And the putout made by the Giants. They'll go 3 up, 3 down. And they'll give themselves a chance as we head to the bottom of the 9th, trailing it by 2.
Here's your winning number, 507-96144. Once again, that number is 507-96144. Make your way to the 50-50 table right now. You just won $1,527. Number 33, Easton Corey.
Bottom of the 9th inning, Fort McMurray down by 2, and starting this inning will be Scott Allen. He's 0 for 2 so far tonight. As we got confirmation, it was Nick Sauvé who was given the boot by home plate umpire Connor Watt. Sounds like nothing was said. It was just a look given. That was enough for the umpire. Scott Allen trying to get on base for the Giants, facing a new pitcher in Easton Corey from Pendleton, Oregon, a sophomore at Lynn Benton Community College. Up on the count, 1-2. Allen digs in for the 1-2 pitch. High for ball number 2, and the count is now even. Scott Allen from Delta, BC. Against Corey from Oregon. Ground ball bounces, some confusion and a collision! And he's safe at first. And there might be an injury to one of the Dawgs. Nope, looks like everyone is all right. Not quite sure how you're gonna write that one up, as shortstop Muniz and third baseman Paez collided with each other. That jarred the throw off course. And Allen is safe at first base. Camden Sanders will now step up as he looks for a spark. First pitch low for ball number 1. It's the little things in a game that can change the complexion. Here's a 1-0 pitch. This one is smacked into the outfield, but it's right at left fielder Farah for an out. Sanders got a good piece of that one, but It was right at left fielder Jackson Farah, and now Ethan Pittman, the local boy, to a chorus of cheers at Legacy Dodge Field. Trying to get things rolling for the Giants. Fouls off the first pitch he sees. He is still looking for his first career hit in the WCBL. 0 for 11 so far. It's been walked 6 different times. And he'll go head-to-head against Easton Corey. The 0-1 pitch. Low for ball 1. That evens the count. You look ahead at who's coming up to bat for the Giants. Rainey is next. And we'll see if it's going to be Lincoln Fugel or if it will be a pinch hitter. Another ball thrown against Ethan Pittman. And the count is now 2-1. As Fugel grabs a helmet, sticks it on. Another ball inside and high. 3-1 count. Easton Corey gets set for this pitch against Pittman. Pittman holds, and it's a walk. Runners on first and second. 1 out. And Connor Rainey will step up to bat for the Giants. He is 2 for 4 so far tonight. The Dawgs do have somebody warming up in their bullpen. Conversation between Okotoks infield and their manager. Frank Flores is now warming up in the bullpen for the Dawgs. The Giants, they have the tying run on the bases. 1 out, and Connor Rainey will step up to bat. He already has an RBI double in this game. And Rainey will foul off the first pitch over top of the grandstand. Connor Rainey looking to make it rain here at Legacy Dodge Field against Easton Corey from Oregon. The 0-1 pitch in there for a strike. Fastball reaching 91 miles per hour by Corey. Lincoln Fugel is in the on-deck circle right now. The 0-2 pitch just outside for ball number 1. And Rainey stays alive. It looked like it might have been good from our vantage points, but home plate umpire Connor Watt says otherwise. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Another ball. And that will even the count at 2-2 as Ariola did a great job of keeping that pitch in front of him and not letting it slip 5-hole into the backstop. Connor Rainey battling in this at-bat. The pitch, he smacks it, it's into the outfield. This will be a single to load the bases for Fort McMurray. Game-tying run at second. Game-winning run at first. And Lincoln Fugel will step up to bat for the first time this season. It's his 6th at-bat in his WCBL career. He is 0 for 5 so far, and Okotoks will make a pitching change. Rainey's had a terrific game, having gone 3 for 5. That'll be Frank Flores from Colorado Springs, Colorado. A freshman at University of Colorado Pueblo will step onto the mound, facing bases loaded with 1 out. The Giants are giving themselves a chance against the top team in the West Division. And this might be the biggest at-bat of Lincoln Fugel's career. The Giants need him to find a way to cash in. Energy City's up 9-5 in the top of the 9th against Lethbridge. These two teams, Energy City that is in Fort McMurray, tied for the 4th and final playoff spot. And this will be the 17th appearance of the year for Frank Flores. 15.2 innings pitched, 14 strikeouts, 17 hits against, an ERA of 5.17. And the freshman at Colorado Pueblo will go up against the local boy, Lincoln Fugel. A deep breath by Lincoln Fugel, and he'll step up. What a moment this could be for the local boy. Huge cheers here at Legacy Dodge Field. The first pitch to Fugel, low for a ball. The fans are feeling it. Can the Giants find a way against the top team in their division? 1-0 pitch from Flores. In there for a strike. Fastball that reached 88 miles per hour. And Fugel will reset. You have a feeling his heart rate's gone through the roof right now. Fouls this one off. Was swinging for the fences. Another fastball that reached 88 miles per hour. And Fugel will get set for the 1-2 pitch. Flores, it's hit by Fugel. It's in the outfield. One comes home. Here comes a second. Pittman scores, and this game is tied at 6. Lincoln Fugel, are you kidding me? A single into center. His first career WCBL hit, and he's tied this game in the bottom of the 9th. One out. The game-winning run is at third base, and Javier Izaguirre is up to bat for the Giants. Does Javier go for a deep hit? Infield will play him close. First pitch is a ball. This building is absolutely charged. The Giants dugout to their feet. The 1-0 pitch. It's another ball. Fugel will run to second. Check your heart rate, WCBL fans. Izaguirre will foul this one off. And the count is now 2-1. Matt Rhodes is in the on-deck circle for Fort McMurray, but deep down, you get the feeling he's hoping they don't need to use him. The 2-1 pitch popped up. It's in foul territory. A pair of Dogs are chasing it. What a grab! What a grab made by Matt J. And that will be the second out. Matt Rhodes will now step up to bat, and the Dogs are electing to intentionally walk Matt Rhodes. Rico Domingo, who will replace Nick Sauvé, who was ejected in the 8th. Rico Domingo, bases loaded. He just needs one. This one is hit up the middle, and the Giants will walk off the Okotoks Dawgs. Rico Domingo fills in. First pitch he faces up the middle. And the Giants come all the way back to beat the Okotoks Dawgs 7-6 in walk-off fashion here at Legacy Dodge Field. Are you kidding me? What a show here at Legacy Dodge Field. The Giants will win 3 in a row. They will maintain their tie with Energy City for the 4th and final playoff spot as they steal the first game against Okotoks.
It's time to recognize today's Giants of the game. Let's make some noise for number 11, Lincoln Fugal!
And they give Lincoln Fugal, the hometown kid, the player of the game belt for his hits that tied up the contest. If the rest of this 4-game series is like that one, it should be a classic here at Legacy Dodge Field. Game 2 tomorrow, 7:05 first pitch. You don't want to miss it. Giants once again win it 7-6.